All right, I'm going to be going over the price action today. So going into the day, I was pretty bullish. I wanted to see this 4-hour intermediate high get taken out. And at that time, we still had all these lows intact here, right? So my ideal scenario going into the day was a sweep lower, either to this 1-hour intermediate low or one of these 4-hour gaps, and get like a long from there, right? So that's what I was looking for going into the day. And so market opens and we end up dumping down. We tap into the discounted 4-hour. So if I was going to continue being bullish, I would want to see price go up from there. And so we end up getting this first 2-minute inversion right here, which I know a lot of people but I personally faded this because this goes back to like what I like to see. And when we dump 200 points like this, I just don't want to be taking this first inversion here. I would rather see us open up a separate leg by getting a resweep and then getting an inversion here, because this would give me more confirmation that we want to go higher. So I instead waited for a resweep here, and all the people that took that trade low-key got stopped out. And seeing that we were just displacing through these 4 hours, I was pretty confident that the draw was going to be lower and we were just going to trade lower. So I was just looking for continuation shorts the entire time. But we end up just chopping after we dumped. And then from there, it hit 11 o'clock, but today I chose to stay on a little after 11 just because today was one of those scenarios where a lot of the time 10 a.m. will generate liquidity, and if we don't have any movement and we just generate liquidity on 10 a.m., 11 a.m. will open and we'll take all the. So I noticed that 10 a.m. We created all this low resistance lows right here. We were generating liquidity and we had no real move. So going into 11 a.m., we tapped into this 15-minute. And so what I was looking for was the highest time frame inversion, which was this 3-minute. But instead, we do not get it. And we actually get a resweep here, opening up this new trading leg right here. And so this is some good structure with some good targets right here, these low resistance lows. And so what I wanted to see was the highest time frame inversion, which was this little 2-minute gap right here. And so in one candle, we just inverse that. And to me, this was good enough confirmation and good enough structure for me to want to take a short lower. And I targeted this swing low right here as my low hanging fruit. And I had these low resistance lows right here as a magnet, taking price to where I wanted to see it go. And that hits TP. And then there was this other setup that presented itself, but I got off. I didn't take it. But this was also a pretty decent setup, targeting these same lows right here. I did end up marking this out just to see if my overall bias was correct. So we tapped into this 5-minute here, create this little leg right here. And in one candle, we literally instantly rip through and inverse this healthy close, very like strongly bullish candle, right? We barely have any rejection here. So to me, this is like, if this was during like AM session, like I would be willing to take this like 9 times out of 10, or 10 out of 10 times actually. But yeah, like this ends up chopping a little and then it just dumps right about here. You could have taken profits because we had an SMT with these lows on ES. So this would have been a good place to take profits, and it was already a 2.24 hour trade. So that was already a solid place to take profits. But usually when there's low resistance lows on NASDAQ, I typically want to see those get taken out, even if there is an SMT. I see that SMT as like it's not gonna hold, and it's just gonna stall price a bit, right? And so what happens, we end up chopping a bit, and then we actually get the real move where we then take it out, and then we end up continuing lower. So overall, like I didn't take this second setup, but I just wanted to see if my overall idea was right. And it was. We take out those low resistance lows, and yeah. I mean, overall, it was pretty iffy day, right? It was just like 400-point dump. Fading these setups too is like, I mean, I wouldn't hold it against anyone to fade these. It's past 11, and we already had a huge dump. We were super discounted. So if you decided to fade these shorts, like I honestly think that's not bad as well. But yeah, that's my trade recap for today. That's all I really saw.